Hey everyone, welcome to the video on Vechain. It has been a long time since I've done an outlook on Vechain, so I want to take a look at this. Before I get into any of it, of course, this is not financial advice, not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, manage your own risk, do your own research, and I'm just giving my opinion on the market. Also just want to give a plug for the Discord. If you want access to our Discord, just throw in a comment in the YouTube chat, and I will be more than happy to get an invite code out to you. We'd love to have you there. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put a comment here in the YouTube chat right now, and maybe we'll get some new members out on the Discord. So I just threw that out there. So if you're not on the Discord, just click on that link and you will get thrown into our crypto channel where we discuss crypto all the time. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. All right, so it's pretty clear what we've got from the bottom. We've got a nice impulse. It looks very similar to Bitcoin, although I do think that a lot of these alts have outperformed, really outperformed what Bitcoin has done. But nonetheless, I do want to pay attention to the waves that we're working through here. And basically, what I'm counting from down here on March 12th, March 13th, we've got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete this move. We have a nice expanded flat for a correction, very shallow correction, which, a shallow correction is really kind of what we've seen here in recent times. We haven't seen big corrections. We've only seen shallow corrections. It's pretty bullish. And then from down here, we've got a major wave 1, a major wave 2, then we have a minor wave 1, 2, a bigger 3, a little triangle here into the 4, and then we have a big move up here to the 5. This can be seen two different ways. So you can see this as an A, B, C, D, E, or you can count it as an ABC. I like to count it as an ABC, and let me explain why. And I'm just going to kind of zoom in on this zone up here so that we can see this. All right, so from all the way over here, if I do an A, B, C, then what I can get here, I can get a little 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this 1. Let me pull this in here from down here. We've got a nice 1 and then a 2. We work on the 3, and then we're going to be working, maybe this is the 4 already done, then we go in for the 5. All right, now I think that this is a small impulse in the grand scheme of things. All right, so from down here, I think there's actually going to be a 1 and then a 2, and we have a bigger 3, 4, and then we complete this move here. Now, the timing is not going to be right on this, right? Generally speaking, I'm not the greatest when it comes to timing, and that's okay. I'm happy to admit that, and I've discussed that on the Discord here as of recent. So again, what I think we're working on here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do a little bit of a correction here into the 2. Maybe it's not going to be as shallow, right? Maybe it just comes right back kind of where we're at right now. And then we go up for the 3, 4, 5. I've got two targets for Vechain. My first target is going to be at about 3.3, 3.4 cents. And my next target is going to be sitting up here at about 4.2 to 4.3 cents. So somewhere in this range, I think, is where we're actually going to end up. It's going to take some time. We've got the 3 and then the 4. We correct that, and then we get the 5. So we're going to have to just kind of wait and see. Really on this little wave 2 here, if this does go up, let's just say we go up to about 2.7 cents. We would expect this thing to retrace back to about 2 cents exactly. All right, so 2 cents, once we break up above that, I would say 2 cents is a decent place for a pullback, okay? And the one thing that I don't like here, let me just fix this so that it doesn't look so crazy. The one thing that I don't like here is the fact that we have already gone up so far, right? When we were looking at Vechain back here, we were looking at Vechain back in the under a penny. It was like at 6,100 like micro pennies. It was just so cheap. And then we had a big dive, and we've had a nice impulse out of this. We've had a nice move up and out, and so yeah, the price has moved up significantly, but I still think that there is some more money that can be squeezed out of the turnip. Um, Possible that we're done. It's possible that this move is complete. I don't think it is though. I think that we still have a little bit higher to go. I think that we are pulling back on Bitcoin, and I think it's getting close to finishing that small correction. Then we see a move to the upside. I've been keeping an eye on 12,000, 12,200 on Bitcoin for a while now, so we'll just have to wait and see. We're at about 11,450 right now. As I'm doing this video, which I always do live. So, keeping an eye on this, I think there is a little bit more upside. If this is going to remain bullish, again, my targets to the upside are going to be up here at about the 3.3 cents to 4.3 cents. I mean, that's a pretty wide range. I would be looking to scale out if we do make it above 3.3 cents. Even from where we're at right now, I'm just going to kind of give an estimate here. You're still looking at about 67% up to about 100 to 120% if that trade works out. Stop loss on this, because that is something that is that's important to kind of to keep in mind here. A stop loss on this, you can take a conservative stop if you'd like at the lows from here. So that's going to be at about about 1.9 cents. If you wanted to be a little more liberal with your stop loss, you can take it from this guy down here, which is going to be about 1.8 cents. So somewhere in this range, I would be looking to take a stop loss. But from a trade setup, I think it looks okay. We'll just go ahead and put this in here. We'll keep track of this, and I'll go ahead and use the liberal stop loss. That's a 10% stop. That's pretty significant. I mean, nobody wants to lose 10% of their trade. Notice I did not say 10% of their account. I said 10% of the trade. I certainly hope that you guys are not going all in on this. If you wanted to take the 36%, 37% trade up here to 2.7, 2.8 cents, you can do that. Again, I'm aiming for the 3.3 to 3.4 cents. So, keep an eye on this. I think that probably we're going to dip back down here into the stop zone. If you're going to put a stop loss here at about 1.9 cents, you probably are going to get stopped out. But keeping a stop loss down here seems to be the safer bet, which is going to be down here about 1.8 cents. I think you could probably fill in some bids in this red zone so you can limit your risk a little bit more instead of taking the trade right now, right below 2 cents. You can limit your risk by putting bids lower and waiting for this to go up to this 3 to maybe even 4 cent range if this is going to continue to be bullish. And based on the consolidation that we saw here, it looks okay. This looks like a good constructive push up and out, and then I do think that we're going to make this move up. So just keep an eye on that. So again, my targets to the upside, anywhere between 3 cents to 4.3 cents, I think is a good area to start scaling out. You've got a limited amount of exposure, a limited amount of risk on this by going back here to this wick. And we saw a nice reaction off of that. It took us up to new highs, at least local highs, and I think we're going to continue that. The correction here likely is over. Let's just take a look at the hourly and see what this looks like. So Vechain, we've got the 1 hour kind of bottomed out here. The 3 hour is getting close. The 12 hour is pointing down, which I don't like, but it can kind of kick back up at any time. What we really need to see, we need to see a nice curl out of this after this 3 hour starts to close in. It'll be really nice to see this, and I think a lot of the alts are going to be seeing this since Bitcoin has been correcting. Again, Bitcoin is still sitting at 11,448.50. It really hasn't moved through the duration of this. So again, it wouldn't surprise me for Vechain to come back down here, maybe even a little bit lower, maybe down here to 18,725 to 19, 1.9 cents. From there, I do think that it has the potential, again, to move up significantly. So limit your risk, limit your exposure as well. And when I say limit your exposure, I mean don't go all in, and to only allocate a certain amount of your portfolio to this. So if you have 1 Bitcoin in your portfolio, maybe you want to put 0.1 Bitcoin or 0.2 Bitcoin into the trade so that if you do happen to lose 10%, you're only losing 10% of 10% or 10% of 20%. So you're limiting your exposure, and therefore you are also limiting your risk. So that's kind of what I think. I think accumulating VeChain in this red zone is probably going to work out over time. We've got a nice ABC, ABC, ABC. This looks like it could be done. That is what I see here. So again, we've got from up here, we've got a nice A, we've got a B, and then we've got a C to complete this 4. So we should see a move up, and we shouldn't violate this. But if we do, it's still possible that we have a little bit lower to go, but I don't think that we violate this guy here. I don't think we violate this low over here. Certainly, this 1 should not be violated. So this 1 should actually be more important to you from a stop loss perspective. So let's just put this guy right about there. Let's just make sure that we got that tagged appropriately here. So this guy, my magnet tool doesn't seem to want to work, so let's just get this. There we go. At 18,450, that should actually be the true stop loss. We should not violate that. If we're going to continue to move up, we should not violate that particular price right there. So there you have it. I would say that accumulating in this zone here is probably good. The stop loss down here is probably fine, but on a violation of 18,450, that probably is an indication that things are going to continue moving down instead of continuing moving up. And at that point, we'll just have to reevaluate things. Probably you're going to have a little bit of time to buy in this zone. Probably there will still be a few hours of time to buy down here. So that's kind of what I think on VeChain. All right, well, I think that's it for VeChain. If this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, and of course, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, a good night.